Welcome, welcome, welcome. Revelations, episode 20. And today, as you can see over there, I got young Heebie Jeebie with me.
What's up?
And so, yeah, if this is your first time watching Revelations, welcome. Thanks for coming. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. If you're in the chat, say what's up. I think Bo's here. I know Bo said what's up. Shu said what's up. And yeah, if you're here, say what's up in the chat because we like to just, have conversations here on live. You can hear it? Cool. Um, yeah, and if there's any issues with the sound or anything, let us know because we're talking over Zoom and everything, and issues may occur. So yeah, help us finesse the algorithm. Hit that like button. If you're watching this after the fact, drop a comment. If you haven't subscribed already, do that. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And yeah, so GB. I guess the best way to just sort of start off the whole conversation is just like what have you been up to, I guess, over the past, I guess, I don't know, since the last time we talked. It's been a minute, like not just you and I but on live. So I don't
Mm.
want to ask you to necessarily summarize everything you've been doing, but like what have you been up to in general is sort of my question.
Just a general working, doing uni stuff, but also in terms of music, I've been mixing, mastering, producing some tracks and albums for my boys, really. Doing a bit of music myself, but nothing
Not a lot of, not so
substantial.
not a lot of recording then.
I've recorded a couple of songs, like obviously with lockdown, it's been difficult, but I've recorded a few songs here and there. But it's mainly just like helping my boys out really with their sort of stuff.
So it's been more focused
It's
on
more focused on sort of like the production
huh.
post recording side stuff. Yeah,
And was there something that made that decision, or did that sort of just fall into your lap?
just sort of fell into my lap because I recorded a bunch of songs pre-lockdown, and then like I just thought, I'm not ready to release anything right now, so I just thought, I'll help out my boys, get their ball rolling a bit more, and then I'll hop on.
Is there a reason that you don't want to drop anything right now?
Not really, no. I just thought, I'd take a gap out of it for a bit because just to keep
Yeah,
people waiting.
no, I get you. I mean, honestly, I'm sort of on the same wavelength in the way that like, um, obviously I've been dropping like a track a month with Lotaire, but
Hmm.
um, and I feel like that's me almost fulfilling the quote unquote requirement of me dropping songs and stuff. But it seems
Yeah,
pretty obvious to me that people miss me dropping solo shit and doing shit on my own because I guess I don't think people see it as like a me drop if it's like a collab drop. Like that's
yeah,
that's
they
just the
see
way
it as
people have
like,
been saying things. Like I
uh,
don't know.
like but also the thing is, I've been working on so many different types of music. Like the past like five songs I've made have all been sort of like different genres.
Yeah, I
I
know
have gone from like
Bo has a
pop to
lot of
like rock and stuff like
Bo
that.
has a lot of rock songs on his album, right?
Yeah, yeah. So that's one thing I'm helping with. I'm helping Bo with that. So I'm mixing and mastering his upcoming album.
Yeah, that's sick. I like that you could at least while you're taking like the off time, it's like you're not even taking the off time because through mixing an entire project for somebody else, when you come back to your own vocals and when you come back to your own shit, it's gonna just be so much more solid. I feel like.
Mm. And it's just like Bo and I have good creative ideas. We bounce off each other really well. So he'll say, "Oh, do this bit for that bit," and I'll say, "Oh, I'll cut out the beat here," and it just, as a whole, it makes the songs better.
Yeah, yeah, and just working as a producer, I feel like will make you both a better artist and just make you more
Well, I think it's
useful in
also
general.
the extra ears. Like, so Bo obviously knows his songs off by heart. He knows what they sound like. When he sends them to someone who's never heard them before, I can put my own spin on it and then add things, take out things.
Yeah, yeah. So you've been working on Bo's album. You were recording a little bit, but not a lot. So does that mean you don't have any new songs that you're like looking to drop soon, or are you?
I, I mean, I've got like five plus songs I'm ready to drop soon. It's just a case of because all the songs I've recorded are so different. I don't want to like drop like one week drop a rock song and then the following
Yeah.
week it's going to be like a cloud pop song. Do you know what I mean?
Why not though?
it's just I don't know. I feel like I need to establish more of like because obviously the songs that I've done leading up to them, like with you, with Bo, and my other stuff has been sort of trap orientated.
Yeah.
So I feel like I sort of need to ease out of that before dropping anything like
No, I feel you because it'll be
super
you
different.
really don't know if the people that have given you listens and love previously are even gonna like the new stuff because it's so different. Like I know what you mean. Is that why? I don't know. I just kind of made the assumption, but
I
that's what I feel.
there's that as well, but there's also like I feel like that I need to like create a good enough build up for them. That way, when I do drop a song, if I think it's one of my best songs, it needs to have that build up to try and and like with COVID and stuff, I can't record music videos.
Yeah,
I want
I
to do for
know.
the songs, I can't do stuff like that. So I need to get everything ready with those songs before I do any promotion for that.
Yeah, I feel you. So it's more a fact of you want more build up, you want more promo, you want more attention to each of the songs before you drop them rather than just dropping them and seeing what happens or whatever.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
necessarily about easing them into the sound. It's more just easing them into the actual song itself.
Yeah,
Okay, got you.
because obviously like with songs like Blue and stuff like that, they like their numbers blew up in like 3 days
Yeah,
because of the good promotion we had.
yeah, yeah. No, I feel that. So
Well, as you saw, like we've got a song with Bo on his album, You and
yeah,
I,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
you saw that I recorded on that, and you recorded on that as well. So I kept my recording up a little bit, doing some features here and there, but mainly just other people's stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess like that's a good way to sort of ease into the main, not the main topic, but the first thing I wanted to talk about, which is it's like I feel like it's so. Oh, that's tapping. You can hear it. I bet. My bad. I was tapping the fucking headphones against the. I was fucking with the headphone thing earlier. I'm gonna do this. Tie it around here.
Technical difficulties.
There we go. Anyway, the main top or like the first topic I wanted to talk about was just like for me. I feel like it's so important to. I feel like there's so many people that genuinely don't know how to record themselves and want to be an artist, but I feel like that's like a it's more of like a bigger problem where regardless of what you're doing, people don't necessarily want to figure out all of the I was going to say keys, all of like the I'm trying to think. Like how to describe it. Like say I would just give an example like say you and I always bring up like random examples like this. Like say you were a like a skateboarder or like a surfer or something and you wanted to
Mm,
start getting people to recognize you and getting people to um just get sponsorships whatever. And you don't have somebody that's an editor and like a filmer, etc. Then it's like if you're not willing to put in the work to learn how to edit your videos, not necessarily that you have to film yourselves, but if you have nobody, then you do have to film yourself. If you can't learn how to do both of those things, then it's like that's your excuse. You know what I mean? It does you're not allowing yourself you're not giving
mm,
yourself all of the things that you need because you're saying, "Oh, I don't have this person to I don't have somebody to edit. I don't have somebody to shoot." And if you're a musician, I don't have somebody to record me. I don't have somebody to do this. That's why I can't do this and this and this. It's like it's almost an
mm.
excuse generator, just not being able to learn these other things.
Yeah, it's like creating excuses rather than adapting to whatever
Yeah.
situation.
Instead of it's creating excuses rather than finding a solution.
So I don't know. I just kind of want to hear your thoughts on just like why I mean obviously like we know this, but why do you think well, no. Why is learning how to produce and learning how to engineer so important as an artist to you?
I think it's definitely as an independent artist, it's something you should be able to do a little bit anyway. Because if you want to say you I don't know you build a decent platform, you get 50,000 plays in your songs, and a label gets in touch with you, and they want to hear some demos. You're not going to send them raw tracks because that's just going to be they're just going to think, well, no,
Yeah.
I'm not going to listen to that. So I think having someone being able to do that and record their own stuff as well already shows determination and they've learned how to do it.
Yeah.
But it also shows that they're hungry for their goal.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I understand if an artist wants to focus on their artistry and leave. the production of to someone who's been doing it for a long time, who knows what they're doing, I can see why they want to do that. Do you know what I mean?
But I just think that's a bad decision, not knowing how. Like, obviously, if I got to a point where it's like I had to decide to put majority of my time into either producing and learning how to produce, or like songwriting and singing and learning how to do that, like I would obviously go to like the singing songwriting portion because I want to be like a lead artist, and obviously I would put I would give the
Mm.
reins for the production and everything else to somebody who's good at it. Like I feel like that's a collaboration that's pretty obvious and natural, but you can't not know how to do it, right? That's what I feel.
I
I
kind of
mean, I think as long as you know basics, I think you're all right. Like, for example, one of my boys, Henry, that I've made countless songs um, with like he was, you know, when he wanted to start mixing some of his own stuff, and but he wasn't sure how to get like the sound that I was giving him. So what I did is I gave him presets, and he alters those presets, and from that he's sort of teaching himself to make the tracks presentable, not necessarily mixed, but presentable to someone else.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, that's really that's not everybody has that, but that's definitely extremely helpful. Like to have somebody that can sort of put you onto the sound that you want already, so that you can kind of see and visualize and learn about how the best mix for your voice without having to do all the work yourself in the first place.
Exactly, and that's what I do with a lot of my artists. I help them out with that. Like Henry, he's an amazing artist. He doesn't necessarily want to spend his time on mixing because he has, you know, he has management to do that, and he has me that does that as well. So thankfully, he has these presets that you can just sort of record on, and then send them to me or another producer to work on.
Yeah, that's fire.
something I was gonna say was, and I'm not a like I don't make music, so I wouldn't really know.
Yeah.
But he had said that it's better to leave like the beat making, the producing to like the professionals
Yeah.
and things of that nature.
You want to turn your mic up on the right.
This one,
Other one.
and which way?
Turn it so like the black dot goes clockwise. Turn it clockwise.
That's better.
Turn it up a little bit more. I mean, we're both just so loud and we can't really hear you. Try.
Is that better?
Honestly, I can't tell if it's going. I know like they can hear. You can hear him, right,
He,
GB?
he's 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 better. Yeah, he's better. He's louder for me now. Yeah,
Okay, cool. Whatever.
Too loud?
It's fine. No, I think you're fine.
All right. Well, what I was
yeah,
gonna
he's
say
good.
was you had said that it's better to leave the producing and that type of stuff up to the professionals. I kind of err on the side that what Asher's saying, where it's like, I don't know, kind of goes back to that thing where you say if you want anything done right, you got to do it yourself,
Yeah.
right? And like you wouldn't leave your lyrics up to the professionals just because the professionals might be better at it than you,
Yeah.
right? Because that's part of your artistry. And in my mind, the when you're making a song, the beat, whether you're selecting it or making it, and like how your voice is altered and all that stuff, that is all part of the song.
Yeah.
But ideally, if you're going for one particular sound or chasing, you want to make everything yours, you should learn how to make beats and
Yeah.
produce and all the voice altering stuff because you're gonna want to
You agree with that, GB?
have control.
No, yeah, I definitely agree with that. But I think, you know, those that are solely working on being artists, I think it's better to put the producer in the room with the artist. So say if you say you're a rapper and you want to start making your own beats, that isn't necessarily easy to get your beat sounding right. But if you're in the room with a beat maker, you can talk about how you want your beats to sound, what kind of stuff you want, and then that person brings that vision to life. And that's why music is such a collaborative process.
Yeah.
You should have the artist who, you know, essentially is the sort of front man of all of this, but behind them you got beat makers, and if the artist is collaborative with the beat maker to make the beat already, he brings his own stuff to that. Then if the artist is in the room with the producer or the engineer, again, it kind of brings that whole sort of idea of what they want to sound like or who they want to be
Yeah.
influenced, but like with the help of professionals to make kind of bring that to life more.
Yeah.
But obviously, you know, for a lot of artists, they do start out by themselves. I think getting that help from someone else who, you know, has been doing it for longer or who's been, you know, solely does that, I think it's definitely an advantage in the artist's eyes.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I think that's a good point. I guess knowing how to do it isn't really necessary, but you did say that
Of course, it helps a lot.
you
Like if
did
you know what
you
the
did say
effects
that
do, for
knowing the
example.
basics and being able to record yourself was important though, right? Like that's what I think is
Yeah.
like you
So
at
as
least
long as
have
long
to.
as you know, like as long as you got to put a basic EQ, compression, auto tune if you need it. And you know the basics of how to record yourself, what it should sound like. I think then, like I said, an engineer can take it and make it better.
But then you're paying
But
for
as
an
long as you know
engineer,
that,
right? Most of the time, not always, obviously.
yeah, most of the time, yeah. But like, if say you are like doing a demo and you're sending it to a label, as long as you know the basics, they can sort of hear the bare skeleton of the track and see if it has potential.
Yeah, I feel.
I think it's like just two different.
You pass my water.
Yeah, no problem. I think it's like two
Thank you.
different schools of thought. Like Hebe is of the side where it's like it's better to have every tool at your disposal than trying to be every tool, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess yours is the opposite. If I were making music, I would probably err on the side of if I'm gonna do it.
Well, here's my thing: is like I'm not learning how to produce and learning how to engineer because I don't want professional producers and engineers to work with. That's not why.
I don't know what they're doing.
It's because it's a few points. First point is if I'm in the studio with a professional producer who's like really, really good at making beats and he's doing something really, really good, but there's just some little thing that I know will make the song mine and I know it'll make it perfect and I just like know this. I want the ability to articulate that to a fucking T. So I'm like, this is exactly what I want and I can have him do it or I can just do it myself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's an important thing because when I get to that level, I think that'll be good. But another thing is that I feel like just I want to be a full musician. So I want to be able to perform my songs on stage, not necessarily alone, but I want to be able to play guitar and piano and just like be a real true performer. But it just feels to me like all my favorite artists are musicians through and through. Not necessarily like they're making all their beats or they're producing all their shit, but they have their sound because they're an instrumentalist and a rapper. Like, I'm not saying like rappers don't have their own sounds, but it feels like rappers and just vocalists have much less of a personal style than somebody who creates the shit from scratch. And
Unless they're like a pioneer, like Michael Jackson or something.
yeah. But for me, it's just like I feel like just the best path. Obviously, it's like nobody can tell me otherwise. But the best path for me is just learning how to do everything and not necessarily doing everything forever. But like when I get to the point where, I can work with whatever producer I want, whatever engineer I want. I'll still be making my own beats, and I might still.
No,
be
I get that.
rapping on
I
them, you know what I
completely get
mean?
that.
Because I
completely
feel
get
like
it.
I just feel like
I'm the same. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
the same.
I also just like it. Like it's also just fun. Like I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's that aspect of also like doing everything yourself. If it does well, that pushes you to do more because you've done it yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
But I think if you can have the help of someone else, I think rather than say, "Oh no, I'll do it myself," I think it's wise to utilize it if you can.
Yeah. I just don't have a lot of that, honestly. Like I have producers and stuff, but like 80% of the producers in my DMs are gonna charge me for the beats that they send me, and while that is like I'm not saying like that's a bad thing because producers have to make money. That's not like a personal one-on-one relationship where it's like I'm doing these free features on your song that might blow the fuck up because we're working together and we're doing this mutually and like we're just doing this whole thing. Like that's different than because like say I got to a point where like rappers were literally sending me free beats because I was so big that if they got a placement on my song, producers do that all the time. Producers will send like Lil Tech a pack of beats and like they won't charge him for it because if they get that placement, they're gonna get so much money. But besides the fact, it's like I don't have a ton of producers who are like, especially to meet in person, because it's much different to be sent a pack of beats and to sit down and make a song from scratch and make the entire beat on the spot and then also record over it. That's just a more full song to me because it's like I'm
Yeah,
thinking of all
you
the
got to put the
deals in
artist in
sync.
the room with the producer. You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can't just send out a beat. Like I'd never. I make some of my own beats. I wouldn't send out a beat to someone. If someone wants a beat from me, put me in the artist with the. Put me in the room with the artist. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if they tell me what they want, I try and replicate that. They're there by my side, telling me what they
Yeah,
want.
exactly. Yeah, no, I guess it's just I don't have a lot of that, so that's more my like I've done
You know,
that
but
a
that's
few
what I try
times.
and provide for the people that I help with music. That's what I try and provide. I try and be sort of producer engineer there for them, helping them bring the stuff that they don't necessarily know how to do,
Hmm.
helping them bring that to the front and kind of make their music stand out. You know, make it theirs, make it
Yeah.
different, make it
Yeah.
help them make what they would love making, and that's the whole point of it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm sort of pretty much in your shoes. Like, I guess I want to do probably more rapping than you do at the moment, but I want to get to the point where I can sit down with artists and literally do no rapping at all. Just make an entire beat and record and engineer the entire thing, and like just I'm just the producer of the song. Like I feel no need to
Yeah,
rap on every song I'm doing, and like that just feels like I don't know. That's just more attractive to me than just rapping or just producing. Like I want to be able to do everything. It's because I enjoy
yeah.
everything, I guess.
Being a jack of all trades definitely helps.
But yeah, I just feel I don't know. Like because I mean, obviously you're like you say like all the artists should really be able to just like do a little bit, but if they want to send it to a pro, like that makes sense because obviously we're the ones who want to be the pros, but it's like you want to be able to do everything really well. So it's like you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like you
No, but I think
understand
like
the
I
importance
think
of doing it.
yeah, I think you'll only learn from practicing.
Yeah.
I think as long as you can do basics, you can send it to someone, who, is going to be better than you are. But the more you do it, the more you alter that sort of preset that you have, the more you change up your style or just experiment, you will find out to do it yourself. And if you can get your music to a good quality standard already, that's impressive as an artist.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, well that makes sense. I guess that's like yeah, that was just sort of my cuz my take was just like you have to be a jack of all trades, you have to do this and that. But not everybody wants to do that or necessarily needs to cuz some people have people like you where it's like you genuinely want to help them and record them and do all this shit for them. So it's like not everybody necessarily needs to be able to do that. But if you're in the situation where you don't have that, I think you have to.
Yeah, I think as long as you have, like I said for Henry, I made him like for some of his songs, they're his alters of presets that I've made for him in the past. I think as long as you know that basic step forward and how to like make yourself sound not just raw vocal but a little bit of touching up, I think as long as you have that as an artist, like you're good to go.
Yeah,
Same with
agreed.
beats. If you can make the structure of a beat together, if all it needs is a bit of mixing here and there, like that's that's already impressive.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, fair enough. I think do you have anything else to touch on like the jack of all trades sort of topic where it's just doing everything?
I mean, I'd say do everything yourself if you can, but don't be scared to use other people.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like, if you know
Don't
you're
feel
an
like you
artist,
have to do
but
everything
you
yourself.
know exactly, if you know you're not great at mixing, and you know someone who is good at mixing, who will, if they, they might charge you, but it's not that expensive, or if they're a mate like I am to many of my artists, they'll do it for free. Then just do it. There's no harm. Music should be a collaborative process. You don't think you have to do everything yourself.
Yeah. I mean that's definitely a downfall of mine. I don't I don't want anybody to touch my
Like
shit.
I know,
I want to do everything.
like, like I know if Henry or Bo or any other of my artists that if they need help with mixing, they'll send it my way. They'll say, "Can you have a look at this?
Yeah.
Give it a mix." You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean I think that's you know, like obviously we think it's important, but I think, like I have multiple people that I'm trying to do that for right now, like as we speak, like the homie Juvan Darkside. I've been trying to record him for a minute, but that just hasn't come together yet. But like that's exactly what I want to do for him. Is I just want to make beats for him and record and engineer him, and then just fucking
Hmm.
give him the song and be like, here, post this. It sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah, exactly. That's the sort of thing I do.
And that's
But then
exactly what I
like
want to do, in the future as well. So what?
Mm. No, I was just touching up on that's what I sort of do for the people that I help out.
Yeah, I mean, going around in circles a little here, but I think you know, just
It's a
being
lot
able
better for producers to be in the room with the artist, though. I do
100%.
believe
Yeah,
that
yeah,
that's more important because, like, obviously, if I'm sitting at my computer with a song that, someone's recorded, and I think, oh, don't think that ad lib should go there, or don't think that effect on that voice is right, and I change it, but the artist doesn't want that,
yeah,
that then like that brings about a bit of a weird situation.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But if the artist say it doesn't affect, it doesn't sound right, but you know how to make it sound right, and that's what they want, then that's where it comes in handy
yeah, hundred
because they
percent.
can sort of vocalize what they want.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they have to be able to, because I feel like some artists just don't know how to record themselves and are so just like only being recorded by engineers in like real studios where they're just paying $100 an hour to do it, and they literally have no idea how to do anything. Like I feel like there's a
And
lot
that
more people.
and that's why you need the basics. That is the whole point of the basics. That's
Yeah,
the why you need them.
yeah. So I mean,
Because I'll never expect an artist that comes to me for help to be able to mix their own stuff.
yeah, no, agreed. I mean, I
But
think
if they can do basics that helps me, so I don't have to take a raw vocal and just add like add effects myself. If they have a preset ready, that helps so much.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the fact that you make them and send them to them is like I said, I think that's so helpful for people, like if they just have something to base off, because like I know probably for you and for me it's like the way I started recording myself is like I was in Logic, um like, and I would just go through the vocal presets, like compressed vocal, like that's like the one I would like always start with, and then there was like a few other ones that I would use, and I would literally just go through those presets and then just modify those, and like they're pretty fucking shit. Like they're pretty shit compared to like what you realize you can do. Like they're so basic and they're just not, and you have no idea what you're doing at the very beginning, and then you just watch YouTube videos and
Exactly.
slowly learn. And if you have somebody to like literally mix your voice perfectly and send you the presets, you're like, "Oh, this is how it's supposed to look when my voice sounds like this." You
Yeah,
It's just,
exactly.
it opens the fucking floodgates. Like I feel like those guys, I mean, obviously I think Bo was recording himself before you guys even met, right?
Yeah. And he sent me his vocal chain, and because of the way his mic picks him up, he had the vocal chain, and I saved that to my laptop as a
I have
preset,
his
so I know
I
when
have his
Bo
vocal
sends
chain
something.
too. I have Bo's vocal chain too.
Like when he sends me his vocals, I know just to whack it in that, and it works.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, I have that exact same vocal chain because that's I pretty much based my tracking vocal off that, because I was recording myself on that and it felt like there was even less latency than when I was recording it on my other
Yeah.
presets. For some reason, I think it was just because it was so loud, but it was
Yeah,
just
he
like
puts gain on everything, and it's unbearable.
it's
Like he
insane.
sent me, he sent me some songs to mix them because I think he doesn't do it anymore. But I think in the start, he put gain because he couldn't hear himself or whatever. And I'd get the song. So my song "Mind" that I did with him, my
Yeah.
first song.
Yeah.
He sent me the thing, and my literally my like I played it, and it was like just bass boosted. Like I couldn't even hear what he was saying. It was just like like it was just. I was like, whoa, hold on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember when I forget exactly what the first song he sent me was. It was I
Was
forget
it bigger picture or where you at or
it
something?
was Bigger Picture, the first song he sent me, and he sent me like his Logic file, and it was like my mind was blown how like different his vocal preset was from mine. It was just fucking
Oh,
insane.
he is he's so creative with the way he does it. He's for the age that he is, he's insane.
And like I
Like he
just
might not be the
yeah.
best at mixing, but like
No, he'll get
he
there
knows what
easily.
sounds good and he knows how to make himself sound professional. And he really knows what he's doing, and he's so passionate about it. And it's almost admirable.
Yeah, it is admirable. Yeah, no, he sent me that Logic file, and I literally freestyled that verse like off the dome, and I fucking, because of like I said, it felt like there was no latency, so I turned it on, and the vocal, it was so loud, there was so much reverb, and I was just like what, like I was just like trying to rap over the beat, and it was just like the words just came out because of just like how like crisp and like just how crazy like the vocals like mixed in already. Like it was just like because I would just had his preset. Normally when I'm recording, I track with a different vocal and then I mix it after the fact. But I was recording it as
Mm,
if it was like already mixed because I was just using his preset, and it just made my
yeah,
voice sound so different than it like ever had. So like when you listen to Bigger Picture or Where You At, those are like songs that I recorded with that exact preset. And I guess the fact is like that's pretty much the preset I record with all the time now. So it's like it kind of changed the way
yeah.
I recorded in general. So shout out to Bo, bro, for
Shut
fucking.
up, bro. Yeah.
I'm sure I'll get him on another episode.
No, he was. I was talking to him before. He was like, "Oh, I want to be on a live stream just myself," and I was like, "Just ask him, bro."
Yeah, no, I'll get him on very soon. So I wanted to get into specifically like the people that you've been working with in engineering. So first, let's get into the story of like I literally just want like the story of how it came together and everything. So what is the most recent song Henry dropped called? I forget what that song's called.
It's called Down.
Down. So
Yeah.
um I just want to know how that came about, how you came to. I want to know what you did on the song first of all, because I don't know everything you did, but you know what you did, how it came together, and what your relationship is with Henry in general.
So Henry, I met through a mutual artist. Um, like maybe May last year, May June, and we recorded a few songs, and he was just starting off, but he was hungry. He loved doing it. It's what he loved doing was making music. So he went and where I live in my town, there's sort of like a makeshift record label,
Hmm.
and they sort of help artists build up. And what they did was he recorded Down with them, and they completely screwed him over. Um,
Like in
and
terms
like
of
they like
mixing.
no, they tried to get him to sign a contract, and when
Oh
he
fuck
didn't,
that.
they completely cut him off.
Yeah, what the fuck.
And they said, if you want your songs, you're gonna have to pay for them and shit like that.
Yeah, fuck that.
And and when I heard Down, I was like, nah, bro, let's do it with me. I'll do it.
Yeah,
And
re-record it. Fuck it.
this song has potential. So we recorded it again in the studio in Brighton, just me and him. We recorded the song, and then it was my job to sort of mix it. So I did some mixing. I did some vocal cuts, some reverse reverb and stuff
But
like
the
that.
beat, but it was like the beat wasn't you, right?
No,
That's like
no, the beat was a beat maker
okay, okay.
that Henry spoke to through that shitty label. I won't say their name to hurt the company, but
Yeah,
I wouldn't recommend them to anyone.
yeah.
Um, so we did it with Henry, and I had done a basic mix for it, and added some little like I said chops in the beat, reverse reverb and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then he had the opportunity that one of his dad's friends was an engineer in the music game for a veteran in the music game for ages.
That's
So
cool.
he then sent it to that. He did his own mix of it, which was better than mine. So he did his own mix of that, but he kept little aspects of mine, so like the beat cuts and the reverse and stuff like that. So like all the little chops and stuff you hear and like the build up and stuff, that's me. But the overall mix was done by his dad's mate, and then like the three of us just made a banger. That's the rest is history, really.
That's
I
fire.
recorded Henry and did like little bits and pieces, and then we got a professional to touch it up basically.
That's fire. So that was just like you guys met, and when did you record that? You guys met in May, June. When did that
Oh,
whole thing go down?
we recorded it. We recorded December, I think.
Okay, so pretty recent.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because quarantine probably made it so you guys couldn't do a lot, or can you still go to the studio out there?
The studio is just reopened because like lockdowns are getting less restricted now. But
Fire.
um, luckily, when we recorded it, we were able to have a studio to do it in.
That's fire. Yeah, no, that's not necessarily important, but that's like when you want to re-record a song that's like you think has true potential, you don't want to do it just wherever. You
And
want to get it good spot.
he was so like with that song, he was so particular about how he wanted it to sound, and that's what I loved. He knew exactly how he wanted it to sound, and he was able to vocalize that. He didn't necessarily know what it was called, but he was like, "Can you make it sound, a little bit brighter here? Can you put a
Yeah,
bit of more delay
that's
on that, a bit less delay
yeah,
on that, and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And truthfully, it's because of all three people that worked on it. The song it is I'd say it's equally split between all three of us.
yeah,
I wouldn't say, that I was the biggest part of it. All I did was, I got Henry to record it. I got a basic mix to how it sounded, and we sent it off to professional. But Henry knew what he wanted to sound, and then the professional obviously put his years of experience into the track, and that's what made it the track it is today.
yeah. I mean, it's a good ass song. I mean, and he has a video for it too, right?
Yeah, yeah. So that's again some local people that he's friends with that made the video for him as well.
And you know those guys or no?
Yeah, yeah. So he had a music video come up before that that's now privated, but I met up with them and did that with them. Yeah.
That's fire. Yeah, no, because I mean, and we'll touch on this a little bit later when we really get into it, but a big part of why, I really want to go out there and link up with you guys and just like really work in person is because you guys are just sort of on the cusp of something that I think is going to be really, really sick. Just because I see you linking up with other artists and I see you guys all just linking up with each other and doing big things. And I know quarantine has really fucked up a lot of progress in terms of networking and in terms of other things. But, I just know you're going to do big shit out there already. So, as soon as I can touch down, I want to, just because there's nothing like creating in person. Creating over the internet is one thing, but really like getting down to it and creating and either making like an EP or just shooting a few videos and making a few songs and shooting a few videos for that or whatever it is. It's just like, I see like a scene. I see a scene sort of starting up in Brighton, and I don't know if that's
Oh
necessarily the
no,
area you'll end
definitely.
up in, but
With some of the people I work with, like they have so much talent, and they're not taken seriously. So once they build a following, that's it. They're going to be unstoppable.
yeah, and that's really
I
like
just know it.
that's what I feel like the most important part of sort of, and I guess we can get into it right now. Putting together like a collective is not necessarily like so you tie down a bunch of people to fucking do the same thing, but like get a mutually talented group of people in different lanes and different avenues, and just being able to have everybody put their best foot forward and just create amazing shit and just put it out, and everybody is equally beneficial, because as long as everybody's doing the work that's required of them and putting out their best work and just doing their heart, like, you know what I mean, whether that's the video
Mm.
person, whether that's an artist, whether that's a producer, whether that's a photographer, no matter who it is, as long as they're putting their best foot forward and we know all these people are dedicated to what it is they're doing, I think it's just a recipe for success. Like I don't see that going any way other than up, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've worked with so many people over the time that I've been doing producing. I even sent you a list of them, like on your Snapchat, just to like kind of show the depth I go in with like
You did?
people. Yeah, I did. I did like a couple minutes ago,
Bet.
but I was just like talking about just like the sort of like this sort of like connecting with people that I have that if I need like say Bo wants a feature, I know this song that I've got my one of my best friends is he goes by the name of Young Theodore. I got him to feature on Bo's song, and it was it's a smash, and it's coming out on his album just because I was able to take the style of the song that Bo was doing and get someone who matches that style perfectly and put it on, mix it together, and I just that's why I love having this sort of broad range of people that I work with, so I can bring people together that wouldn't necessarily have met otherwise
Yeah,
and just create
100%.
hits, man.
Yeah, I mean I think that's and I guess we should sort of like bring the people up to date. Anybody who hasn't like heard about this, because I mean we sort of just talked about it yesterday, but just sort of the idea of putting together a collective that spans not just in one city or one little group of people, but more of a collective that's just based on like-minded people, and more specifically from US UK, because like we talked about that a little bit yesterday, but I don't know exactly what the question would be, but it's just, I just want to talk about that a little bit. Why I think that's such a good idea. It's just like spanning from coast to coast, but over the ocean. It's more like a overseas thing. Just linking back up after the revolution. You know what I mean? We're squashing the beef.
Revolution.
A revolution. But hey,
Let's go.
um, but yeah, I just think it's important that to get artists to sort of form these links because ultimately all these artists are all independent, we're all going for the same sort of goal. So I think if we can work together to help each other, there's that mutual sort of there's that mutual goal and that mutual sort of feeling of like love and genuineness that goes
Yeah.
into everything we do.
Because I mean, it's
And I
just as
think
long as everybody's passionate about it. You know what I mean? As long as there's nobody just like it's
and yeah, it's just creating links. So if one person, gets particularly big and they've got so much other people, it helps everyone sort of reach their goal and what they want to do.
because
And you're
everybody's already
better, like I
connected. It's
said,
like yeah,
exactly, like I said, music is a collaborative process. You're not gonna, if you can work with other people to help you, why turn it down?
yeah, 100%. So I mean, yeah, I guess obviously, it's pretty basic that like we would start a quote unquote collective where it's just like link up, make music together and shit. But is
I mean,
there?
ultimately, it's just friends making music, doing what we love together.
Yeah, I feel like there's like collective is a little bit strong of a
It's a
term.
bit it's a bit
It's a bit
formal, yeah.
formal. It's a bit yeah. But I mean, I think I don't know how much we can go on it. I think Ben has a question or he has a comment.
Well, yeah. I just want to say, Jesse's here.
What up, Jesse?
Pulled up, and
Jaden?
Henry official.
What up,
Say hey,
Jaden?
guys.
Who? What was the third one?
Henry official.
Henry, what's up, gang? We just talking about you. I don't know if you heard
Hey,
that. Just talking about the new song. Yeah, no, I just think, it's just important to like you've said this multiple times, music is collaborative and one of my biggest problems is I don't collaborate enough because and I said this earlier, it's like
you want to do everything yourself.
I want to do everything myself and I don't feel like I don't know. I just don't feel like the need to collaborate so much because I'm so just like I'm gonna get it done regardless if anybody else wants to help me or whatever.
It's
But
actually quite funny that you mentioned that because I was like that a couple months ago.
yeah,
And it's funny that you say it. Henry was actually the one who said, bro, you don't need to do everything yourself. Like
yeah,
we can work together. Ultimately, we're friends trying to go for a goal. You don't need to feel like you're responsible for everything. And he sort of steered me in the right direction to think, you know what, I don't need to do everything myself. Music's collaborative at the end of the day. Like if you look at any of the big artists nowadays, they've got hundreds of people behind their back. You don't need to do everything yourself. Of course, it helps, and if you make it big, it's more impressive. But ultimately, you don't need to do everything yourself. Like
yeah,
you if you can get help where you need it.
yeah, 100%. And so yeah, I think that's I just think it's a good idea in general, and obviously we'll talk about it more. But I do think it would be really really sick, just as like a general concept, to do a um a project that's just like it's just like a US UK project where it's just like a bunch
I
of
was
US
actually, I was
artists, a
actually
bunch of
gonna,
UK artists just linking up.
I was gonna bring that up. Yeah, that's crazy. I was linking up. I was thinking, I've got all these artists I can work with. If I can get, I was thinking maybe putting a project together of everyone, so like you, Tara, any of your friends, and then
Yeah,
get some of the people
yeah.
that I work with on there, and just release it. I can create like a new sort of like Spotify and release it under that sort of like internet money bid, and
Yeah,
just have it as
yeah.
just to prove that like we're all here because we mean business, I guess.
Yeah, but I think you can also upload under various artists, can't you? Or it can just be like a
I can, yeah, I can, yeah.
yeah. So I think I mean just because like the way I'm thinking is it's like if we had like I mean it would just be like pretty much we make a bunch of songs with whoever is wanting to collaborate or doing whatever. We just make a ton of songs and then we just choose our favorite ones and regardless of who's on what song or who has songs together or who doesn't, it's like half British people, half American people, and that would I just
Yeah,
think it would be
that'd be sick, man.
I think it would be fucking insane. And if we could do, I don't know if it would be sooner or later. Hopefully, I mean, we could do multiple, obviously. But having some of y'all fly out to the U.S. to record, us flying out to the U.K. to record, it would just be like shooting videos in both locations. I mean, holy fuck,
Oh, it'd be sick, man. It'd be
dude.
sick, man.
Yeah, I just think, yeah. Ben, you got any
It's like
thoughts?
it's like next level stuff.
Really
No thoughts? You think that'd be fun? You trying to go to England?
nice. I mean, I'm down. Throw me down.
Let's go. You turn up.
We should see what
You're
the fuck
19, right, GB?
Yeah, I'm 19. Yeah,
So have you been able to like go to pubs and shit, or are you not into that?
I did for the like when I was
When
18,
you
but
were
of
18, you
course
could, yeah.
lockdown struck like a motherfucker,
Yeah, right after
and
you turn
stopped
fucking,
all of
yeah,
that.
it's fucked up.
Literally like like I turned 18 for like 8 months, and then lockdown struck.
That's so fucked. But when it's back open and we're over there, you already know we're going fucking nuts.
Oh, bro, I'll take you on a pub crawl. You might not
Let's
make it to
go.
see the.
Let's go.
invasion.
I cannot fucking wait. It's the initiation. It's the
Just get the whole like, yeah, like, are you tough enough to stay here?
we would get like 12 people together and just go to war
Oh yeah.
in the
Yeah, I
streets.
get I get Henry to come along. I get like
Dude,
everyone to
I
come
like that
along
shit.
and just fucking
hopefully
have a good time.
is Bo 17 yet?
He's 17 in May, so he's a baby.
Wait, Hebe, I had a question.
Okay, wait. He's 17 in May. He'll be 18 if I pull up like next summer.
Yeah,
Let's go. Let's go. That's the move. That's the fucking move. Bring the youngin' out on the
Maybe,
streets.
May.
Man, that's gonna be
God
fucking
damn.
sick. And yeah, I think it would also be sick for you guys to come to the U.S. because, like you said, you hadn't been.
Oh mate, I'm so down.
Just
Like,
mob New
it's
York.
probably really expensive, but like, I could come crash with you. I'd be calm.
Yeah, no, exactly. Because wherever I'm staying, whether it's it'll most likely be on the East Coast at that point. Like,
Exactly.
it's like, if I
And vice versa with you if you always come around here.
yeah, exactly, bro. It's like, yeah, we just can't have like 30 people in one house, but you get what I mean.
No, but
I mean,
I get it, yeah.
as long as it's just like, the homies flying out, because at that point, it would just be, I mean, you guys obviously have a studio out there, and then if you're living
Oh, yeah,
only
we have videographers and everything out here,
Mm.
so you don't need to worry about that sort
I
of
would have
stuff.
to make those connects in whatever location I'm at, but that wouldn't be hard.
No, I can literally I can bust you the Instagrams if you want them.
Yeah, no, that'd be sick because, dude, I just think it would be so sick to either before I pull up or while I'm out there to record a song and shoot a video for it, just like while we're together, because that would just be like, I don't know, it's just like a different vibe. Like people aren't expecting us to link up. Like it's just like
Especially if you drop a video and you're in it, they're like, wait, isn't that guy
wait,
American? Like, what's he
he's
doing in
from
the
Los
UK?
Angeles. What the fuck?
Like, wait, that's the park where I used to go with my mates. What? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Do a drill song.
do a drill song.
Just get you on a drill like, pull up on the bloody. Get you like doing some like Drake American like English accent.
Dude, I would pretend to be British. I would be like Drake. Pull
Yeah.
up, Mandem Ting.
Oh God.
Mandem Ting. Bomba
We should do a
Club.
song. We should do a song where we swap roles. I'll just go American.
You go
you
American
English.
accent, I go British. Let's go. Trading Places. Trading Places. Have you seen that movie?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, so Ben, how deep are we? What time is it?
6:49.
It's-
Okay, we've been going.
Question for Hebe.
Okay, Ben has a question. Because we talked
All
about
right,
the
let's hear
collective
it.
thing a little bit.
Yeah, I seen like on the internet when people be fighting over there, for some reason it'll be like 10 to 20 people all in like one color shirt and like 10 to 20 people in like another color shirt, and they just like run at each other like it's the 1700s and just start socking each other.
Do you know what he's talking about?
You know what I'm talking about? Like, is this?
I have no idea what he's on about. No,
Yeah,
it sounds like
Ben.
blood and crips sort of
Ben's
behavior.
watching some deep cuts, some English deep cuts
Yeah,
that
it's
even
like,
GB doesn't know
men
about, bro.
men. And
Bro,
why
like-
they be wearing soccer jerseys too? I mean, football. I guess.
Because what are they called? Hooligans? Football hooligans?
I don't know, but they be.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't even get me started. Like, where I'm from, we have like a rival team, and every time they come to our stadium or our city, they trash it, and it's just like why? Like they're like
We have nothing like that. Except like
No, I mean,
there's
like
certain
like
places.
imagine the Super Bowl, right? You got like is it the 49ers?
Depends on where.
We just had Kansas City and what's that fucking place in Florida? Tampa Bay. But
Yeah, so imagine Kansas City go and play
no,
a
but
match in Tampa Bay.
and it
Their
is
fans
crazy.
will come along,
It is
trash
crazy.
it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
leave.
But I don't know if it's as crazy as England because
Oh no,
it's not
because
like a
we
thing. It's like
we
I've never
combine
heard of that.
we combine beer and just straight up English mean banter with it,
Mayhem.
and it just gets out of hand.
I feel like when you don't have guns, you feel like you can actually go crazier because you're not afraid you're gonna get shot.
I mean, maybe.
Are all the guns?
So
like,
what I would do
illegal
if I
to
was in
have,
England,
or-
I would go crazier because I know like if I can
You
see
ain't gonna
you
get
and
shot.
you're far away from me, you can't hit me with anything. So it's like I'm gonna throw shit at you, I'm gonna break shit, and then I'm gonna run because I'm
I
faster
mean,
than you.
football hooligans and shit. They like punch the shit out of police horses and stuff. It's not what it's like. But like, obviously it's a horse, so the horse isn't affected at all. The horse is just like
Socks, bro.
the
Holy
horse takes
shit.
the sock and then it just looks at you like, bruh, you get behind me, I'm gonna kick you into next
That's
week.
one of the funniest things I've ever heard. They punch police horses.
But also, I heard, and I didn't hear this, but I seen in like a documentary that like most of the guns, like the illegal guns that people will be like walking around with over there, are like some World War II janky
Bayonets, yeah, literally bayonets.
Oh my
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
god.
dude, they're
What?
They're like the only reason you can have guns in the UK is either if you're a gun squad or you're using it for hunting.
And like what kind of guns can you get for hunting?
Well, you know, like the
Muskets.
average hunting rifles and stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad.
But like
Nothing
you
crazy.
have to have a license and everything, like you do in the US. But like you have to have no criminal record. You have to say that you know you've got like at least a certain amount of land. So like a bullet,
Have you
if
guys
you
had
shoot a bullet, it's not going to hit
Have you guys had
someone.
any mass shootings?
We have not, but we've had acid attacks.
Huh. Strange.
No, I think
I'm
that
I'm not
mass
gonna I'm not
shootings-
gonna ask you
mass
about mass
shootings
shootings
are
because
crazy.
you guys get so
That's
many.
hella cap.
No, because we have. I mean, here's the fact: is like in the U.S. is we have too many guns to get rid of now. So it's like it's
like
not
there's
gonna
like 10
happen.
guns per person.
It's just not gonna happen. But the mental health in the U.S. has steadily been declining over the past, I guess since it started, as people have less and less things to do. The mental health has just gotten worse and worse, and that's why there's so many shootings in the U.S. because the mental health is horrible, and we have guns. Like it's just that mix, and people like to debate,
Mm.
oh, getting rid of the guns would fix everything, when it wouldn't, and people like to debate, oh, fixing mental health would fix everything. It wouldn't. Like there's still gonna be gun violence from people who aren't mentally ill because they're in fucking gangs and shit. So it's like I don't know if either. I mean, obviously both would be the solution in some form, but it's just like it's so weird in the U.S. how it's just like,
We're getting really political in a music podcast. I love this.
yeah, bro. It's just it's the end of the show. I don't know how many people are still watching.
Yeah,
You know,
there's the Dunblane massacre that happened in England.
how long ago was that?
That was in '96.
And what do they do? How many deaths? What do they use? What's going on? 17 deaths and what gun?
It doesn't say what gun, but it was a shooting.
It's the dual musket pistols, dual blunderbuss.
One in Cumbria, England.
Cumbria.
Yeah, that one took 12. So
17 and 12 and
so we have like thousands, but they've got.
And then like 5 years later, you guys have the biggest terrorist attack of all time.
yeah.
Like
There's the what was that? The London Bridge attack, right?
When did that
yeah, that was a shocking
that
one.
one
That one shocked a lot
Ariana
of people.
that Ariana Grande concert?
Yeah.
Oh,
Manchester.
That one I think was the worst because it was young girls that died.
Yeah,
It was
that's
like
crazy.
like 5-year-old kids. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Yeah,
just
that one got 20 deaths, but there was like 400 injuries.
Yeah, cuz yeah,
Like the
holy
biggest
fuck.
number I've seen
And there was like a meme I saw the day after that was like, it was like an Ariana Grande. It was a fake tweet that was like Ariana Grande said, "Hey, that concert was the bomb."
Yeah, dude, that was a meme. Foul.
bro, I don't know how I feel about that, bro.
Yeah, dude, it
It's
was
too close to
But
home.
like
Too close
but
to
like
home.
like the type of shit
but like
that,
props to Ariana Grande because she stayed in the UK and put on another concert
Real
to raise
shit.
money for what happened.
Real shit.
Like props
There's nothing
to
else
her.
you can do, bro. You
Yeah,
have to do
dude,
that.
like-
You have to do that. If you set a
Yeah,
concert
yeah,
date
the
and people
major-
show
the-
up there and
the-
die, you have to do another one to save to raise money. You have to, or you're just
Yeah, but
a
like
horrible
a
person.
lot of other artists would have just fucked off back home. You know, like they
Yeah,
wouldn't
that's
have
true. Honestly,
stayed.
that's true.
Do y'all remember that?
Like if that was a Nicki Minaj concert, she would have gone, "Ah, hell no," and like walked away.
Dude, Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj is a fucking
I don't
demon.
think she can come to the UK, low-key.
Yeah, bro. She's probably
Like, the
banned.
Queen.
She's probably banned.
Are you United?
Well, if Tyler was banned, then I'm sure. Tyler the Creator was banned until like last year.
Yeah.
And he won a Brit Award as well. And he thanked the person who banned him in his speech. It's great.
Yeah, Tyler's a real one. Tyler really got banned for like some bullshit too. Tyler was
His
really like
lyrics are definitely.
Tyler was insane at his peak, dude. Like people don't realize that Tyler the Creator at his controversial peak was crazy. Like he was like when like the Odd Future Fests were first starting and he fucking like was banned from Australia, banned from England, just like
What's that song
that
where
shit was
he eats
crazy.
the cockroach in the video?
Yonkers.
Yeah, that song that was like #1 here.
Yeah, that
when that
that
came
shit is
out.
crazy.
But they couldn't show the video because it was him and he was banned.
Wow.
So
Ben,
like #1 is Tyler the Creator with Yonkers. Unfortunately, we did not have this video, and that's the show. Like that was it.
is there anything else you wanted to touch on, GB?
I mean, nothing really. I think I was talking to the people, like they don't really know much about my audience. Don't really know much about you.
Hmm.
So maybe if you want to explain like your influences and like how we met, like on your side of things, maybe.
Yeah, I guess if anybody's listening from GB's audience, I don't know if anybody's here, but you know, if
If
they
they're still up at 3 a.m.
yeah. I mean, obviously after the fact if they watch. Yeah, I mean, I guess the best way I could describe is like is you know, I guess growing up I didn't listen to rap when I was really young. When I was really young, the music that I was around is like there's a station in Los Angeles. I don't know, it's Sirius XM, so it's all over. There's a Sirius station called what is it called? It's called Alt something. It's alt rock. It's an alt rock station, whatever. Forget what it's called. I listened to a lot of alternative rock when I was very little. I really liked Michael Jackson when I was really young, and like I didn't
I
have
think we all
much.
had a Michael Jackson phase.
I didn't really grow up listening to hip hop. So like the stuff that you hear me doing and in general is not like something that I've always been doing, but I think that you can hear the influence of those old things in the music today
I definitely
because
can.
like in the 5th grade is when I first started getting into rap and I really got into Eminem in like the 5th grade, and then over the
How old are
next
you in 5th grade? How old are you in 5th grade?
12.
Yeah, so like I think I was a bit early with rap, but I was around the same period. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just got into Eminem in like the 5th grade, and then over the next few years it was like my top rappers were like, and obviously all these rappers are pretty played out today, so mind like Chance the Rapper, Travis Scott,
It's
um
lit.
it's lit straight up. um who else? Like Post Malone. I still like Post Malone, but you know, obviously he was better than
I like Post Malone, but he's massively overplayed now.
Tyler the Creator. I think he's still good, but like I really liked Wolf is like one of my favorite albums of all time. And it was like those artists were like my main ones, and then even later I started getting into like, you know, Thug and Chief Keef, and then that was like 2016, like, and then
Oh,
Uzi,
the rise of the SoundCloud
Uzi,
rappers.
Lil Yachty, and all those rap. Like I was on all of them. First project, all of those rappers blew up. I was on it, and so my musical taste pretty much shifted from like, you know, like Kendrick Lamar was my favorite rapper for a period of time. Switched from like Kendrick being my favorite rapper to like Young Thug is my favorite rapper. Like Young Thug's the best artist that's ever lived. Chief Keef is the best artist that's ever lived. Like it was just like that's like became my entire influence. And so I think you can definitely
Yeah, I
hear
was
that in
the
my
same.
music. Is it's like as a kid it was rock, and then I was growing up it's like conscious, quote unquote conscious rap, like smart rap, like jazz rap, like different shit like that. Like I liked Logic and
Like
shit in middle school.
like Jay-Z type stuff as well.
Yeah. Though I was listening to a lot of old school rap at that same time. Like
Yeah, lyrical.
yeah, lyrical stuff, more like you know, more stuff like that, more substance. Not that like the new stuff isn't good or like the SoundCloud stuff isn't good, but it's the substance is
Logic type stuff.
exactly. I liked Logic in like middle school, so then it's like I think you know if when you're talking about influences, it's like my influence comes from all of those things, and I think you can definitely hear it because I'm not full mumble rap and I'm not full auto tune. I'm not full lyrical
Like
spiritual
you're very
miracle.
like something people said like well like you do like I think someone said this they said that Kid Revel you like they said to me like Kid Revel he does today's sounds but with early 2000s influences like we can hear what he's saying like his lyrics are good and they're almost poetic, but he has that sound of today,
Yeah, I
which
appreciate
is
that.
like
Yeah.
basically like it's like taking like the best aspects of each time period that you kind of grew up with and putting them together.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it's made up of. So it's like if we're talking like I'll just throw in like some random influences, right? So we'll go The Killers is like a rock group that like I
Mm,
absolutely love. Um
big fan too.
Arctic Monkeys I really like.
Oh, I got like all their albums and
And
CD,
then
like on CD. I went out and bought them.
we'll say like for the rapping portion, it's like Kendrick Lamar and like Eminem are like my like old Eminem are like my like I had 2 periods of time where it was like Eminem is my favorite rapper, Kendrick is my favorite rapper, and that was like those two. And then, um, as for like the recent stuff, it's like who do I really like? Like when Juice World first came out, I was in fucking love. I was in love with Juice World's fucking music when he first. Everybody
And then
knows,
when like you listen to Goodbye and Good Riddance, it's an amazing
dude.
album. Every
It's like
single
every
song is a hit.
if you knew me when Juice World first started popping when his first fucking video came out, you knew I only listened to Juice World, and that was just like it was like because Juice WRLD was sort of doing what I liked, and that was like the alt rock, emo rock thing with the rap shit, and I was
Yeah,
just,
what was your opinion on X?
oh, dude, I fucking loved X. X like towards like the end of his stuff, like, um, I wasn't
Like
listening
Question
to it as
Mark and
much,
stuff was
but
amazing.
when X did his No Jumper interview, like that was like when most people heard about him for like the first time. Look at Me only had 1 million plays on SoundCloud. Fucking dude, it's like I was on all of
And
these
like
artists right when they fucking started because I was
I
so
have
deep in the fucking
I
underground
have to
in the SoundCloud shit.
I have to thank X because X like brought like some of my favorite rappers like into like the line they have today. Like Trippie Red would be nothing without X.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Yeah,
like PNB Rock did a song with X and like changes and now like over 1 billion
yeah,
plays and stuff like that.
yeah, dude.
And it's just like
X was
he sort
extremely
of brought
influential.
he brought the emo to the sort of front
He
the
was doing
front
some
of
different shit because X was even before Juice. Like X was
yeah.
around for a
I
while.
feel like X might have been one of Juice's influences because he
X is
brought that
just
emo stuff right to the front of
X
rap.
is just sick, dude. X is fucking like rest in peace, bro. Like I don't know. I just feel
Mm.
like and so I guess when we're talking about, I never really got to this part, but I'm glad you brought him up because I probably would have forgot. It's like my top 2 to 3 rappers are like the new generation is probably X Juice World and like Chief Keef probably because it's just like Chief Keef is such a
Six
goat.
nine.
Yeah, Takashi 69 is my inspiration for life.
100%.
100%.
I hate that guy, bro. I hate
Um
that guy.
who else? I'm trying to think of somebody else who it's like I really like was in love with their music. Cuddy, but that was earlier on. Cuddy was like when I was when I was first getting into music, like the Eminem era, like 5th grade. It was Kid Cudi, Kanye,
Uh,
Eminem. That's what I should have named those
Day and
three
night.
earlier. I should have named those three earlier. So Kid Cudi, Kanye, Eminem was like the first stage of like the hip hop stuff. So
My first stage was Eminem, bro. If you mentioned
my
Eminem,
bad,
bro,
y'all.
I
Jesus
was
Christ.
like, I was like, but there was some UK rappers that like they're big now, but like back like when I started listening to rap, they were on their like
Do you know who
on
Saint
their
Saint
game.
is? Do you know who Saint is from England?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
SAINTE.
yeah. I know, saying
Is
yeah.
he big over there?
Yeah. Semi. He's
Semi.
like like I want to say big. Like, do you know who Paul Stacey is?
Yeah.
He's like that sort of
Huh.
big.
Well, I really like Saint. I think he's fucking so hard.
But
Pause.
like, yeah, like I forgot where I was going with that. Back in the day, like I started listening to UK rappers. Like, have you heard of like Dappy
Mm-mm.
and like Tiny Temper and stuff like that?
Mm-mm.
So they were like rappers when I was growing up from the UK. They were Britain. Like, there was this whole new wave, and like people like Dizzy Rascal, and like they're the reason that people like Stormzy are around today and stuff
Yeah,
because they bring
Stormzy is like one of the biggest right now, right?
Skepta and all that. Like they've all
Skepta and
come from this
Stormzy.
like
Skepta is fucking
stem
sick.
of
I love
like
Skepta.
they all come from this stem
Oh,
of the rap that I was listening to when I grew up.
bro, do you fuck with Slow Tie?
Yeah, yeah, he's hard.
Dude, he's so crazy. Slow Tie is so crazy. He's gonna be so fucking huge, dude. He's gonna be like like the biggest
In,
fucking
in the
person.
in the UK, you can't find a skater that does not listen to Slow Tie.
Dude, Slow Tie is so crazy. I feel like he's just like he just does whatever he wants, and I respect him so much for that. Like punk rock
He's
songs,
definitely yeah, literally, he's such a respectable artist.
and he's just
And people like
crazy, dude.
people like people like the Gorillas are working with him. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he's
that
genuinely
means you're
like getting in
real.
with proper musicians.
That means you're real. If the Gorillas want to make anything with you, then you are one of the realest artists that's ever lived, as far as I'm concerned. That's like Daft.
Like,
That's like Daft Punk wanting to make a song with you. Pharrell is like a
bro,
goat.
bro, don't even like Daft Punk. The splitting of Daft Punk was one of the saddest moments of my life, bro. They're my favorite band of all time, and they're just like, nah,
I
bye.
mean, like, what else were they gonna do? I didn't know what they were gonna
I
do.
don't know. They had a film, they had a book, they had like endless like chart singles. Like I think it was about time they sort of just said nah, bye.
Yeah,
But like at the same time, I didn't want to see it happen.
nah. But I just don't like I don't know, like what.
Like I would have preferred if they retired rather than split up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, I agree. But I think that's what that means. I think that splitting up just means retiring. I don't think it was like a fight or like I don't know if it was like the way people are saying it. It's just kind of like I don't like. Are they going to be doing solo stuff? Like I don't know. I think they're probably just going to be working with
I
other
reckon
artists.
they'll probably produce
That's what I mean,
like
right?
in the
Like they're
back,
just going to be working with other artists who are bigger and
like
working with whoever they want.
is the Kanye West album? Is it Jesus?
Yeah.
It's got, I think the first three tracks on that are produced by Daft Punk.
Well, yeah, they're amazing producers, obviously, but that's what I mean is like they would likely just produce from now on, and the quote
Yeah, I
unquote
think
split up of the group
I think
is
it's
just them
on site.
retiring from mainstream
Yeah,
shit, like trying to drop.
from I think from being Daft Punk.
Yeah,
I think it's just like I think on site blank skinhead and I am a god. I think are produced by Daft Punk.
yeah, I gotta look into that because I didn't even know that.
It's,
Or you
but
gonna say,
yeah,
Ben?
like
I was gonna say that like
that's just the
if
sad.
anything, it opens them up to do like
A
a
reunion
collaboration.
collabo. Yeah, that would be sick.
And
Well,
nobody
like it was a
is.
massive comeback when they like disappeared and then they featured with The Weeknd on like
Yeah,
Starboy.
yeah, that was crazy.
I don't know.
Like they like hadn't done an album in like 3 years. They hadn't been in the charts for 3 years, and all of a sudden they come out with that banger.
Well, yeah. I mean, I honestly think it was a good spot to wrap for them. I don't know how much further they would have gone, and
I mean, they're probably getting on now, to be honest, aren't they?
yeah.
Like what is that quote? Like you die a hero and live long enough to become a villain or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't
Like
know if
Spider-Man or something.
yeah. I
Like
don't
look at like people like Eminem, like he's getting like loads of hate for like that album he put back a couple of years back. Remember that was just not up
yeah,
to
yeah,
like
yeah,
scrap.
yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, no,
Like
I
Revival or
don't want my
something.
favorite artists to keep putting out music if they don't feel like they can keep getting better.
Exactly. Like just keep their legacy
Yeah, just
as extraordinary as it is, and the fact that their music will still be played today means that they are timeless artists.
it's like what I would do is I would just like have that as the artist, but then I would just start making music under under an alias, and then I would just start dropping it. And if people,
Try
like,
and blow up. Try and blow
yeah,
up
I would try
again.
and blow up again and just see what happens. I would just be like a no face artist, and then like if a song
The
happens
thing
to
is,
go crazy, then
you
it's
could
like
get like all these like massive like artists because you obviously got links with like the music industry.
they're just like,
They're
who the
like, how are
fuck
they
is
getting
this
like these big
dude?
artists? They're like, he's like working with like Kanye West. How is he getting these big names on his tracks?
Yeah, that'd be fucking. That maybe I'll do that. I might do that.
If you mate, when you blow up, that's what you gotta do.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll just restart when I'm bored. I'm just gonna
You
have
know,
like
you know
I'm
what?
gonna have like a
this
child like
like
pretend to be
like
me. I'm gonna
this
have them like lip sync
like
all the
this
songs and stuff.
this year is not Kid Rebel. This is Lil Revsky or something. You know,
Lil
like
Lil Revsky.
Devil Kid.
No, it would just be like the letter 3 or the number 3.
yeah.
And people would be like, "What the fuck is this thing?
Like who is this guy?
Who the fuck is this dude?"
You
Working
got
with
like put a pitch shift on your voice so they don't know it's you.
exactly.
The picture needs to be a Wii avatar.
It's a Wii avatar. Yeah.
Didn't X have like some like kid like smoking like a blunt out of his nose
That
as
was
his
Look at
profile
Me.
picture for a while?
Kid Pronto, and I follow on Instagram.
Kid
He
Pronto.
just got out of jail.
He just got out of jail, apparently. Real one.
Speaking of out of jail, Bobby Schmurder's out, isn't he? What are
Fuck
you guys
yeah.
expecting with him?
We're just waiting on a new project, bro.
New York.
Waiting on a new Bobby project.
Do you reckon he's gonna be as big as he was before? Or do you
Bigger.
reckon he's gonna put out something? But what if it flops?
Then that'll suck, and then he'll
Like,
be
like,
smaller.
look at 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine came out like out of prison now, like no one really cares about
Yeah,
him.
because he's 6'9", though. Because he snitched and he's acting hard again. If 6'9" was like doing actually good things with his life and like was trying to be like, I don't know. I feel like if 6ix9ine went like the Latin route and then stopped talking about gangsta shit and went the full Latin route and just was like, this is my Latin roots. Hey guys, like I'm not a dickhead anymore. I feel like he would be absolutely huge and people would love him. But like, you know, he just looks like a fucking clown.
It's like that scene in Batman where like Bane broke Batman's back and like homeboy's like in that jail cell and he's like rehabilitating. That's what Bobby was doing, right? Bobby
Bobby was climbing out the hole.
Yeah, dude, and he's back.
And he's
Right?
back to kill 6ix9ine, to kick 6ix9ine in the chest off a cliff.
For the rap game.
I think he'd have to get behind Trippie Redd to do that. I think.
Fuck that.
I think Trippie Redd wants to do that first, I believe.
I just want to see Bobby.
I don't know. Trippie Redd didn't just get out of jail and not snitch.
I want to see 21.
He needs-
No, Trippie Redd and 6ix9ine have that massive feud. Don't
Oh, yeah. I think you meant
they?
just, yeah, I agree.
No,
with
like,
you.
I think Trippie Redd physically wants to kick
No,
6ix9ine.
yeah, no, he probably wants to kill him. Yes, agreed. All right, man. Well, we've been going for about an hour 13, so
I mean, whenever I'm on, we go over an hour.
yeah,
Like,
bro.
I'm
Because I mean, it's like a real conversation. We're not just fucking.
I'm a chatterbox.
Yeah. So is there anything else you wanted to mention or anything you wanted to shout out or any questions you might have for anybody in the room?
I think just I'm gonna give the name of 3 artists that I'm working with that I think everyone listening should go check out
Okay, let's go.
and like wait because they got something going. So number one, this is no particular order. Number one is Bo. He's
Yeah,
got
shout
a
out
huge
to Bo.
album coming
He's
out. That's
crazy.
gonna be sick. Kid Rebel's on it. I'm on it. Loads of people are on it actually. Now I think about it, but yeah. So wait for that. That's coming soon. Another one is of course Henry. He's got just put his second single out. Down. Go stream that. Help him out. And he's got some other massive songs coming along as well. Like people aren't ready for his type of stuff. And thirdly is my boy Young Theodore. He's got an EP coming out soon that I'm helping him with. That's gonna bang as well. So I think just they're the 3: Bo, Henry, Young Theodore. Check them out and like keep your eye on them because they got something special coming.
Yeah. Okay. So shout out Bo. Shout out to what was the second one? My bad. I was blanking.
Henry.
Yeah. Shout out Bo. Shout out Henry. Shout out Young Theodore. Check them all out. Are they on all platforms? Do you know?
Yeah, all platforms. Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. Well, I think that's about time to wrap it up. If you guys have anything to say in the chat, go ahead, drop it. If you have any questions, but while you do that, I'm gonna run this outro. Thank you guys for coming to episode Revelations 20 with me and Heebie GB. I'm sure we'll be doing this again sooner rather than later, just because I like to catch up with the homies on stream, and it's just a cool way to bring our audiences together and yeah, help us finesse the algorithm. If you stuck all the way through this video, drop a like because clearly you liked it, because you wouldn't stick around an hour 15 if you didn't like it. Drop a comment if you're watching this after the fact, and subscribe if you haven't done that already. Hit the notification bell icon so you never miss a video. And just a quick update, we might be running something other than Revelations next week on Monday, just because I wanted to start trying out the new content types and everything. So I might be going live next week on Monday, 6 p.m. And making beats or writing or doing something. Most likely just making beats or something like that. But, you know, we might be trying something new next week. So just heads up if you're still here. And, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good night. Be safe. And don't drink and drive. You got anything to say, GB?
No, just thank you for having me. And yeah,
Yeah, have
everything
a good night,
else,
y'all.
just stay safe and have a good night.
Have a good night, y'all. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Adios.